A few years ago, I had a realization that stopped me in my tracks. I was sitting with a coach, one of the first times I'd ever let myself be coached instead of being the coach. And she asked me a question that I couldn't answer. What do you want? Not what my company wanted, not what my family expected, not what would look good or impressive or responsible, but what did I, Christine, actually want? I sat there in silence because I realized I had no idea at all. I had spent decades building a life that wasn't actually mine. And that might be the most expensive mistake a person can make. I had built what I thought was success and what success should look like, what my industry rewarded, and what would make my family proud, and what fit the narrative of a woman who had it all together. The corner office, the title, the external markers of making it. And when I finally paused long enough to be honest, I'd ask myself, is this life I've built isn't mine? Then whose is it? The goals I was chasing, they weren't mine. They were expectations dressed up as ambitions. And the pace I was keeping, it wasn't mine. It was proving dressed up as purpose. The success I was building, it looked like mine, but it was designed for someone I was performing, not someone I actually was. And I think that's one of the most disorienting things a person can experience. Arriving at a destination you worked incredibly hard to reach and realizing you never actually chose it. There's a difference between living with intention and living by default. When you live by default, you let your environment and other people dictate your direction. And for years, that's exactly what I had done. This month, we've been building towards this conversation. In week 1, we named the knowing-doing gap, the space where we understand what needs to change, but don't build anything different. And then in week 2, we examine the foundation, our beliefs, our boundaries, our behaviors, and asked whether they actually reflected our real values. And then last week, we talked about rebuilding with design instead of willpower, and the courage to stop doing it alone. And now we're at the heart of it, building from truth. For me, the moment everything shifted wasn't a single dramatic event. It was a slow, uncomfortable decision to stop building someone else's life, to stop chasing goals I had inherited, to stop performing a version of success I'd absorbed, and to stop saying yes to things that looked impressive but felt hollow. And instead to start asking, honestly, vulnerably, without a pre-approved answer, what do I actually want? What is actually true for me? And what would I build if I wasn't building for approval? And here's what I've learned about building from truth. Before you set a goal, before you make a plan, before you build another single thing, you have to ask, is this actually mine? Not, is this good? Good for whom? Not, will this impress people? Which people? Why do they get to decide? Not, is this responsible? According to whose definition? Is this mine? The questions that changed everything for me were these. Is this goal actually mine, or is it expectation dressed up as ambition? Am I building towards something I want or away from something I fear? Does this life fit who I'm becoming or who I was told to be? Those questions are uncomfortable. They should be, because they require you to tell the truth. And the truth might mean that some of what you've built for the wrong reasons. And that's not failure, that's clarity. And clarity is the only foundation worth building on. The woman I'm becoming is different from the woman I was performing. She protects her peace fiercely, unapologetically. She holds boundaries, even when it disappoints people. She builds from alignment, not anxiety. And she has completely changed her relationship with success and failure. Failure used to terrify me. It was the ultimate threat to my identity. Now I see failure as data, as a redirection, as a natural byproduct of actually building something instead of just planning it. This woman I'm becoming, she's not finished. She's still under construction, but at least now she's building from her own blueprints. And that makes all the difference. If this month has stirred something in you, If you're realizing that some of what you've built isn't actually yours, I want you to know it's not too late to redesign. You haven't missed your chance. You're not too old. It's not too late. If you haven't grabbed the Builder's Framework, please be sure to subscribe to the alignment letter where there's a downloadable link there, and the link to that letter is in my bio. Letters where I share stories like this, the honest parts of transformation that don't make the highlight reel. And here's what I want, to be direct with you. The collective is open. It's a community for women who are done consuming content and ready to actually build together. We have monthly masterclasses, deeper resources than I share publicly, and real conversations with women who are telling the truth about their lives. It starts at $97 a month. And if you've been feeling ready for one-on-one support, let me tell you what that actually looks like. We meet weekly. We start with real assessments like the Enneagram, Clifton Strengths, Maxwell Disc. So we're building from who you actually are, not who you think you should be. And then we go deep into values and do a deep values exploration, a full life pillars assessment. We create a word of the year for you, and ultimately a customized life operating system designed around how you want to live and lead. It isn't surface level goal setting. This is redesigning your life from the inside out. And I only take a handful of clients at a time. I have a few spots available right now. So if this is your season, book a clarity call with me. The link is in my bio. Thank you for walking through March with me. Now let's build what's actually yours.